vast amount of land, so why have windy roads when you can just go straight on?
Start selling square motorcycle tyres in WA, they do a bomb.
So we're still straight on here, are we?
Yeah, straight on, yeah.
Straight on, keep going.
Keep going.
You know when I first bought this bike, Carl, and it said it had a rear tyre pressure check on it, and I did put some more air in. Just last couple of days actually it said check the rear tyre again, so I think I may have a very slight slow, not puncture, but leak.
Yeah, how much had it dropped?
Well, I put it to its manual, which was 42 psi, and it's down to 39, so that's 3, isn't it? It's not massive.
Oh, that's not bad though. I mean, I sort of expect that really. If over a few weeks,
yeah,
they tend to lose 2 or 3 psi over.
And that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's got cooler.
As long as you're checking it at the same, you know, in the garage before it's been out in the sun and things like that.
Yeah.
Always do it when it's cold.
Yes, yeah. But it was actually 30. It was 38 psi in the garage before I set off, and then it's gone to 39. So it has, obviously the heat's getting a little bit into it now.
Oh yeah, yeah. As the tyre warms up, the pressure will definitely go up. But when you're checking them, you should always check them before you ride, not after or during or whatever. But I usually expect that they've dropped a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But I check them fairly regular, and not half as regular on the car. But it matters a bit more on your bike, doesn't it?
It does. And how's regular or fairly regular for you then?
Oh, just when it pops into my head. Usually, if I've cleaned the bike, if I've given the bike a clean and I've had it up on the big stand, it's just part and parcel of the. I'll just get my little pump out and check them.
Okay.
I'd guess that's every 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm similar. I'm sort of similar there. A bit like you when you remember.
Yeah.
I'm being of a certain age.
Yeah.
Me, that is.
Unless I've had Angie on the back, in which case I think she squashes a bit of air out the tyre.
Angie, hit him. Yeah, if you want to go ahead of me then now, and then
can do.
Yeah,
we'll be turning left in a bit up here.
Okay. That's not the police, is it? The transport inspectors. So what's this news you've got to tell me? Is that something that's okay for YouTube?
Oh, I can't tell you yet. It's a secret.
Okay. Oh. So Carl told me the other day he's got something to tell me. He's got some news to tell me, but obviously he isn't going to tell me because it's a secret. But it's a secret for other people, you mean? Or me for now as well?
No, I'll tell you. I'll nearly tell you anyway.
Okay.
The MT09 SP is currently up for sale.
All right.
It's on Gumtree.
Right. Okay. And how long has it been up there?
Oh, only since yesterday.
Oh, okay. So you were obviously thinking of doing that then, because it was the morning yesterday, I think you sent me a message to say you were thinking of, well, that you had some news to tell me.
The reason that it's up for sale is I'm not allowed to have 3 bikes, which begs the question. What's replacing the MT09 SP?
Yes.
Which I was hoping that I would have been able to come and surprise you this morning on it.
Oh, okay.
But as it happened, I'm not picking it up till Monday.
Right. All right, then. Well, don't tell me then. We'll keep that for a surprise.
Keep that a secret.
Yep. Okay. And I won't say any more because we were discussing a particular bike which Carl was suggesting he may have had an interest in, but it sounds like it may not be that particular bike, so we'll leave that on the back burner, Carl.
I can't remember what we were talking about, so yeah, leave it on the back burner. We're going to be practically passing a friend of mine's house in a couple of minutes, who lives up here, called Peter.
Yep.
And he's never done his big boy bike license.
Oh yes.
He had a bike. He had a couple of smaller bikes, and he sort of never really got into the motorcycling thing. And I've been hoping that I could kind of inspire him to get another bike. But strangely, he likes that golf thing, you know, where you bash a ball around a field with a stick. I don't understand that. So I don't know. It'd be nice if he suddenly acquired a little bit of interest and decided to do his test.
And you know, when you say he got his license, his big boy's license, there was a tale to that, wasn't there? Are we okay to talk about how he did that, or maybe not a good idea?
Oh no, I think you're mixing him up with somebody else there.
Ah, okay.
He got his he had his 250 license, and I think he had a 250, and he did buy a bike that was of a slightly higher power than it should have been for his 250 license. So he applied for his test, and for a couple of things cropped up that stopped him doing his test, and I think he just lost a bit of interest, and he sold the bike.
Mm-hmm.
But we did go out a few times. This is pretty much when I first met him, and we had a really good laugh, and it was quite enjoyable. But he lives just over to the right hand side there, in these houses over there.
Okay. I mean, I had no interest in motorcycles for many a year, really. I did have a mess around with bikes when I was younger. I didn't own my own, it was friends, and we just messed around like kids do, really, on industrial sites, you know, industrial estates, doing daft stuff. But I was never really into bikes, and then until me and Catherine went to Broome a few years back, and we did have some other friends who had motorcycles, but even then we weren't really bothered for it. But yeah, went on a holiday to Broome and went on a trike, so someone drove us around Broome for about an hour, and really enjoyed it, and that was it. I said to Catherine, fancy you know, lessons and maybe buying some motorcycles, and she was game. Actually, she was keener than me. So yeah,
that's good. That's great that she's as into it as you are.
Yeah.
Angie likes going on the back of the bike, but she's she just didn't really take to actually riding it.
No. Yeah, I mean, Catherine did actually enjoy being on the back as well, the pillion, so yeah, that gives us some options as to if she don't fancy having a ride for herself but wants to go out and about, then yeah, I'll take her on the back of the bike.
Yeah.
Does your bike have auto cancelling indicators?
It does, yeah. Yeah, it's exactly the same system as yours. It cancels after so many, is it 75 metres or something?
Yeah, I think it's 65, yeah. And Catherine, sorry Catherine, I'm calling you Catherine now. Carl's bike is a Triumph as well, so if people aren't familiar, we've said it's a Rocket GT3, isn't it yours, GT3? Is that right?
Yeah, it's the Rocket 3, and the original Rocket 3 that came out years ago. They sort of used the Roman numerals for Rocket 3, so like Rocket and 3 ones. And the new Rocket 3, they actually use the number 3, and I assume that derives from the fact that it's 3-cylinder. But yeah, they still called a Rocket 3. And the new one has an R version and a GT version, and this is the GT version. Okay.
And is the GT like Grand Tourer sort of, you know, reasoning for it?
Yeah. But the only difference between the GT and the R is the handlebar position, which is exactly what you were talking about earlier, and a slightly more comfy seat and a little backrest for the pillion. Other than that, the bike's pretty much identical. Okay. Oh, it has a tiny little screen on it as well, but I've taken that off anyway. Yeah.